I'm Ira Green from Kingsbury, Texas with Flyin BBQ. You're watching live on the Smokin Gooder Show. So Smokin Gooder Show. I fucked that all up. Ira Green with Flyin BBQ from Kingsbury, Texas, watching live. Ira Green with Flyin BBQ from Kingsbury, Texas, and you're watching the So Smokin Gooder Show.
All right. Yes, it's fun because Ira is in the green room, and I get to see his reaction to that. And he's smiling, so that makes me happy. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our show. You know, this is the show we talk about barbecue and all kinds of things, and we're happy that you're here. So welcome to the So Smokin Gooder Show. My name is Robert Roach, and I'm coming to you from the Bullhorn headquarters in Cypress, Texas. We have another fun-filled show tonight. We've got a couple of first-timers, more first-timers. We had Manuel Moreno on last week with Chingon Barbecue as a first-timer. And this week we've got Mr. Ira Green, as you just saw in our intro video from Flyin BBQ. We also have Daniel Ramirez of Comin and Hot. Both of these guys are top 5 in IBCA points right now. In fact, Ira is number 1. So we got a great show with those guys. And later in the show, we're gonna transition and talk a little SCA because we've got a fun event coming up next weekend in Katy. We're gonna have David Thomas. He is gonna be representing PHA, Patient Housing Assistance. He's gonna come on and talk to you about the SCA event coming up next weekend. So again, fun show. We're gonna be talking a lot of barbecue, some steak. We're gonna hit all around the board today. But before we get to any of that, let me introduce you to my show partner, Mr. Case Hahn. What is up, Case?
What's up, Barbecue Nation? How are you tonight? How are you, Rob?
Good, man. I'm doing good. Life is good. Watching the Astros right now. Got a 5-3 lead. It's good. How are you doing?
Yeah, don't screw it up.
I didn't. I'm just reporting facts right now. That's all I'm doing. Yeah. Facts.
Man, I'm good. It's a NASCAR All-Star Weekend in Fort Worth. So we've got a trip up to Texas Motor Speedway, and you've got a big SCA event coming up the weekend after that, and I'll be heading to Columbus for the June cook-off. Got moved back a week, allowed me to go to NASCAR. So I'm excited. So we're going to go to NASCAR this weekend, and then see what happens. Going to knock the dust off and go cook an IBCA event in the hometown of Columbus with myself and 9 of my closest friends, except for Rob, because you have to cook steak.
We'll talk about that in just a minute. But Case, how can they find the show if they're not watching live on Facebook right now?
First off, if you're not watching live on Facebook, what the hell are you doing?
Right.
There's no way that you're watching women's softball championship right now. So but yeah, if you did happen to catch us live, wherever you get your podcast, you can find us, Apple iTunes. I listen to us on Spotify, or obviously right here. The shows, the videos, everything's available on our Facebook page, So Smokin Gooder Show. And but wherever you get your podcast, you'll find us. If it's not there, just ask Rob to put it there. He's the guy that does all the technical background work. I just show up occasionally and talk.
That's right. That's it. That is how you can find the show. We got a lot of people watching and commenting. What's up, guys? Aaron, Robert, Wendy, Manuel, Candy, Aaron. What's up, guys? We're at Tom and Bell, Randy, Morgan. This is going to be a fun show. We got a few of y'all watching right now. But yeah, as Case described, that is how you can find us. If you're not, I need to stop watching this. It's distracting me. Anyway. So yeah, so this weekend, next weekend, not only do I have that SCA, which we'll talk about later in the show, but this weekend I got a fun event. Case, we'll be at Eureka Heights doing their kickoff the summer. It got canceled last year, but they're going to have their Lager Rush, the Rec Tech Bullseyes. I got 2 of them. They'll be pumping out hot dogs. We'll be doing dollar dogs all weekend. So if you guys are in Houston, you want to come check out a fun event on Saturday, we're going to be over at Eureka Heights Brew Company. You guys know them. They're one of our sponsors. So, and speaking of sponsors, before we get this show started with Ira, let's kick in with our sponsors real quick.
Shout out to our great sponsors, Rec Tech Grills, Eureka Heights Brew Company, Cosmos Q Products, Texas Pepper Jelly, Rick's RV Rental and Repair, Holy Smoke Spice Company, Diamond Shine Cleaning Products, J. Harding and Company, Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics, and the Barbecue Store. Thank you for supporting the So Smokin' Gooder Show.
Yes, thank you, sponsors. We do appreciate it. Case, what does one cook at a NASCAR event? Is there any smoking going on, or is it mostly grilling out there?
You know, I used to, and then I found Babe's Fried Chicken in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Have you ever been to Babe's?
What do you see mostly out there? I know you're going to go the easy route. You probably have Andy ship you some pre-cooked food that you can just heat up.
We were actually joking about that before the show. I was like, Rob asked if I was ready for Columbus. I was like, as long as Andy ships me everything I need from Meat Hustler, I'll be ready to go. Because I do not own a knife for barbecue competition. So yeah, no, NASCAR is a fantastic event. It's like, normally 4 days of tailgating. We're going to make a quick trip out of this one and head up Saturday evening, actually stay in a hotel, which is not our norm. Our camper trailer's got a bunch of miles on it, and we have it ready to go to Columbus the following weekend. So this one will be a little different, but it's like a 4-day tailgate. Speaking of tailgate, I am geared up for tailgating season. I don't know, you and I haven't talked tailgating in a while, but are you even remotely prepared for tailgating?
I mean, no, but I'm normally not prepared right now. Actually, Bullhorn will be doing a first this year. We will not be out there every game. I've decided I'm going to pick a handful of games. And breaking news! I'm breaking news.
Wow!
But yeah, they're just it's just not my thing right now. And I'm going to pick game one. For sure, probably be out there for game one, and then I'm going to pick 2 or 3 throughout the year to tailgate. So, yeah, I mean, congratulations, Texans. You have finally broken a diehard fan.
Did you say 2 or 3?
2 or 3? Yeah, maybe 4 tops.
Wow.
I'm thinking, just not feeling it, man. I'm just not feeling it. And I've got things going on with SCA and then fall ball. So, not SCA, what am I saying? CBA and fall ball. So, there's that's not all why, James, but
yes, he is absolutely a points guy. Yes, last week a lot of people it's more so the Texans just finally just kicking us while we're down, and then kicking us more and more and more, and I'm just over it right now. I mean, I'm obviously a fan. I'm a diehard, but I'm dying. They're killing me right now. I will give you all some backstage information. Last week I called and we talked about on the show about I like to poke fun. And I said, I'm pretty excited. We can talk pork. Craig Sauce was number 1 in pork. And Rob's only follow-up to this was, well, I am the number 1 pork cook in the state of Texas. So, yes, everyone who thinks Rob chasing points is 100%. The fact that he's doing the fact that he's doing an SCA event, not a CBA event, I am blown away. So my tailgating, our friendship started tailgating, and this is right. And now you're chasing points.
I'm still tailgating, just not as often, brother. Hey, I'm talking to somebody that missed most of last season too. So don't give me any shit about it. Hey, they've done it exactly. Don't hate, Case. Thank you, Manuel. Way to go, Rob. Thank you. So anyway, enough of that.
Anyway, still spelled your name last week.
Let's
talk some barbecue. I'm ready.
Let's talk some barbecue. Let's get the number 1 cooker in IBCA on right now. Let's bring
two number ones in one show. This is amazing.
Oh my God, be quiet. All right, here we go. Mr. Ira Green. What is up, Ira? How are you, man? Let me unmute you. That's my fault.
Unmute him.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
That works.
How are you doing, Bubba?
Pretty good.
Man, I'm happy to have you on the show. This is your first time on the show, although you've been part of the So Smokin' Gooder Show experience last summer in the Texas Pitmasters Virtual Showdown. We'll get to that a little bit because we are bringing that back, Case. I know you did a lot of work on it last year. So gear up, Case. But yeah, zero.
It was completely a surprise.
We're doing that
Like, hey, I
again
got
next
this
year.
great idea.
So Ira, tell me about your name. Tell us a little bit about your background. This is your first time on the show. Introduce yourself to some of these guys that may not know who you are.
Ira Green. I go with Flyin BBQ is my team comp name. I've been cooking a few years. Started like everybody, just hanging out, and it was fun. And then it got a little more competitive, and things got more elaborate, and we just dove headfirst into it and opened new doors, taking me down avenues and roads I never thought I'd travel. Met a lot of people. And so, that's where we ended up here today. It turned out to be something fun. Being a bigger dude, you don't take too much physical activity to do it, So
You barbecue. Barbecue sexy.
Yeah. So, so we found a niche in it. And I never had a cooking background, but, family, grandfather cooked on old ranch rodeos and for the people. My mother actually owned a barbecue restaurant for a stint. She actually is a cook. Nice. So, I grew up in the household of knowing how to cook. So it didn't have to come too hard, but it's a different, ball game, competitive cooking. So we had to adapt and learn, and like everybody else, take a few classes and pointers years ago. And thanks to those guys, take what they give you, incorporate, and make your own product and come out with it.
Absolutely.
So that's what we've been trying to do. And then all of a sudden we stumble up, and COVID hit, and we took a step back and practiced, and then hit on some of them gangster underground cook-offs that were going around, but we kept our distance, barbecuing. Nobody comes in my camp. Yeah, so we got a few of those in there, and then March opened up, and IBCA went back to doing their deal, and man, next thing you know, we look up, and I was actually up on the top 5, and I was like, whoa. Then cook-off or 2 later, I'm actually leading the thing. So I was like, this might be something that I can actually put my hands on,
That's right.
So we started taking it a little more serious and, venturing out a little more, and, it just snowballed into, turning into something decent and having an awesome year, Oh, we got a few more cooks, and I'll tell you what, though, nobody's giving it up easy, nowhere near easy. It's like, I swear to God, every week, these guys go home and sharpen up their spikes or something, and it's like, we're coming, when one tailgate let down, there's 2-3 other guys. It's like, God dang, and we're going all over the state of Texas, left, right, east, north, south, ending up together. And, it's good though. We're battling it out. You're going up against some great cooks and week in out. And so we'll see, we got a few more left. That's all that's left.
You do, man. Yeah, you are. You're leading the pack, but you've got some people right on your heels. Yeah. You mentioned that these guys are out there doing it all the time. You got one of them that's going to be on the show a little bit later, Daniel. He's coming
his name.
Coming in.
They were like in the background. They're just hanging out in the background, and all of a sudden they just, like where'd they come out of the fire? They're just coming with it. You get to awards, and they're like the Reaper standing in the background, just chopping heads. So you gotta watch him.
He's upset that he didn't even get to come on the show first. That's how confident he is, and so he's not sure why he's not on the show first, being that's how he's gonna finish. That's what he told us.
Tell him you're going on the rank we finished last weekend.
Now, Ira, do you think with all the success that, if the stars align and you do finish on top, that maybe we'll retire your promo video for us?
Man, I hope, man, or let me make a new one, now that I've been practicing, the Smokin Show. Today I can say live, though. Today I can say live. So, we can get a new one in. We'll get a new one in.
Man,
we'll file that one.
I love it. And when you saw it playing, your smile, you got big. I was watching you down there. And,
I forgot all about that. It took a few, you startled us. We're in the middle of a new organization cook, and everything was just, it's like, all right, we can do this. And yeah, it was just a little, a little flustering, But yeah, I like the tamale.
I didn't tell a lot of people. I didn't tell a lot of people I was going to be in Sinton, and when I walked by your camper, and I got there late, and you were just kind of hanging outside. I don't think we'd ever met in person, and I kind of walked by and I said, the name of the show is just not that damn hard to say. and it kind of took a moment like, wait, is this Cracker south of Victoria? I didn't think he traveled south of Victoria.
Yeah.
Well, you got some people saying hello. Andre is in the house. Bill Purvis says you're the man. This guy's the man right now. We'll talk about Bill.
Bill's the man.
We'll talk about Bill here in a minute.
Leaving big footsteps.
Roddy says your mom. I think he's talking about you. Your mom makes some badass tamales, apparently.
Yeah, she's every season she makes her little batch of tamales for the town folk and rides around like you see the little person do. Popping trunk on people.
How much is a small?
She usually out of one cabeza she can get like 40. She'll mix her little ingredients and get around anywhere from 30 to 40 dozen.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Yeah,
but that's her small batch. It's
Arnie sent out a video how to make tamales. I didn't make it 5 minutes into the video and I gave up. I was like, no way.
I get excited, but I give up like after the first roll and I'm done. Call me like 5 hours later when they're done.
40 dozen? That'd take me a month.
Yeah, she knocks them out she can probably two days or so. She'll get 40 out the door. So. But yeah, they're pretty good. She's gotten good reviews and raves about it, and dubbed gourmet tamale is what it was dubbed. It's just that not too greasy but greasy orange looking tamale. She has her little secrets, and just like we doing cooking, it's all about the little secrets, and then of course the measurement is the hand. There's no measuring tool.
There's no measurement. Hell.
Yeah, so like if I ever want to mimic, I'm gonna have to chop her hand off or something, and use that as the measuring device. I don't know.
You mentioned you got started not too long. When do you remember when that was? When did you get your start? And what do you remember about that first cook-off?
First cook-off, I used to do antique tractor pulling with my dad and sister, and Floresville had one. And I'd barbecue at my dad's and boast and brag about myself, and he called me out on it, because it was $125. And I wasn't that bad, but he called me out on it, and I was like, hey, we're gonna be there, we'll do it. So I got some makeshift equipment, and his brother-in-law actually went with me, and we ended up getting second place brisket behind old IBCA judge Mike and his wife. I can't think of her name right now, but great people. He reminds me of Alan Jackson, but pretty good guy. And when I did that, he pulled me to the side and was like, man, any questions, is this and that, let me know. And he answered a lot of them, and I was hooked then, second place in a field of like 60 cooks. Nice. They had these big party wagons and, everything going on. And I was just beside myself. So of course, I'm the best cook in the planet. And the first year I sucked. I don't think I got another call, Mike and Julie, there you go. They were the ones they were cooking that day, and they had an old saloon style wagon. And when I hit second place, behind his first, he came, any question, this and that, and he gave me a lot of the basics of IBCA. Back then the rules, cut this way, put it in the box this way. It was my first time ever, and so that kind of got the gist of me learning how to do it. And he answered every question. Every time I went back, he'd answer a question. I was like nagging, but he hooked it up. And then, of course, just following the local guys in our area, the Region 3 guys back then, which were the Ernests, the Robert Sierras, the Clarences, I didn't know a lot of them, but, them being the bigger dudes, I'm a bigger dude. I was like, this is something I can do. These guys are kind of on the large side. They're doing
I
this.
said the same thing about bowling. Yeah. I embrace bowling the exact same way. You don't have to be an athlete to be a bowler.
Right, but these guys are actually good. I clearly remember, after winning that first one, I think it was like a weekend or two later, I'd be out in the yard on Friday. I lived on 46 right outside New Braunfels. And I'd see the little white Dodge pickup. I didn't know who he was. I knew about Friday, about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. a white Dodge pickup would come by with a weed eater sticking out the back, a HEB barrel pit, pulling the nice bits and pits. Turned out that was Chef, and I just thought he was the coolest dude, every weekend he was going somewhere. And then I learned he was winning, and I was like, dude. Well, then, fast forward 2-3 months later, I actually run into him at a gas station, and he had those weird-ass pants that, like, the dudes at Chili's had on. And I asked about it, and they're like, oh, yeah, he's a chef down at the college. I was like, oh, man, that's why he's kicking ass. He's a goddamn chef. But,
that ain't fair.
Robert Sierra wasn't a chef. Clarence wasn't a chef, and these guys are running around banging them out, and just a lot of older cats, Darren Howard were hitting them. Craig was one of them running around, the husband and wife team. It was just a lot of good people. And I was like, this is possible. There's a lot of opportunity, and it varies. So, just talking to them guys and gets you interested. And believe it or not, if you talk to somebody long enough, you can pick up a lot of information. It's just you got to be able to retain it, and so that's the way I come around. And, the hard knocks of life, cook out every weekend, not hitting, buying up every book Myron Mixon put out, making salty ass ribs, and, doing all the stuff he's supposed to. I remember going to Hastings. That's back, when Hastings was in, and just ordering books, and now it's a little easier, but it still takes, hard work. I don't care if you take 17 classes and somebody lets you shadow, you can still go out there and be upset quick.
You said you still gotta want to do it. Year. What made you keep digging for a year? And then was there finally a breakthrough, or was it just chipping away until you figured out your own style? What enticed you for a whole year? If I did something for a whole year and didn't get a walk, I'd probably be pretty frustrated. What made you keep? Was there an aha moment or a cook-off that you said, I'm here? And then how long has it been? Now you're chasing, trying to finish number one.
It was about a year. I picked up a friend gave me a magazine. I can't think of his name right now. He's a chef, but he's a KCBS cook, and he gave his full-blown rib recipe. And so I tried it, but the ingredients he had, I couldn't get my hands on it, like smoked chipotle and stuff like that. So I made up some stuff that was comparable to it that my mom and some other people had said, try this. And I ended up hitting the first place rib. So, I was like, if I just had a little bit of knowledge and, do my own flavor and put more work into it, this can actually be, I can actually get some walks in. It ain't just a mishap. And sure enough, I did it again. I got another rib call. And then finally I figured, well, I'm going to have to talk to people and find out what they're looking for, go judge. And all of a sudden I went and judged, and there was my aha moment. I was like, this ain't the shit we're cooking at home. This is almost stuff we're seeing on TV. It wasn't no fat on the brisket. It was just crazy. No, it wasn't good barbecue to me. I was thinking what we go buy at the store, at a shack, and it wasn't. And I was like, okay, I see the game now. It's a game. We're playing it, and apparently it must win because these guys are getting up. And that's when I went to mimicking and trying to remember. That's back when you can go open the boxes, before people made the rule change. You can go open the box, and I don't care. 18 hands been in it. I was going to taste it. And so I went that route and started learning. And sure enough, it got better and better. And I was like, hey, there's a little trick to it. You got to cook what they want, not what you like. That's the biggest thing. And then it's, again, competition, one bite. So that's where we ended up finding the key to me. That was the aha moment. Cook what they want and not what you like. And I think you can be successful.
Piggybacking off that, Shell asked a question. Do you think going to judge gave you an edge as a cook?
Definitely. Oh, definitely. It changed the game. It took a solid year to get behind the scenes. And I went and helped Serena. I went and helped Serena a couple of times. And, man, she showed me how it was done. And, of course, I got I judged first as a judge. Then I went to the back and started helping, like move trays and whatnot, right, and learning more and seeing more boxes and seeing what they were looking, who was hitting. It's just hard because you have to remember, oh, man, these boxes all look like that at the final table. And then who got up, and, to make conversation with them guys. It was a game, like I said, and I decided of, one, I still had a regular job, so it's expensive,
Yeah.
So going once, maybe twice a month back then was like a treat, So that one cook-off I had to talk to people, try out new stuff, and again, once you start making some walks, it gets a little easier. And then of course, again, the barbecue family's awesome. They'll talk, they'll greet you, feed you, everything. So it's it's just, if you want it, you go get it, and that's what I did, and talked to certain people, and a lot of people, put me where I am today, whether they know it or don't.
Yeah. Well,
some call it shigging, I call it you talk, I'm listening.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier, hey, you can learn a lot just by talking to these guys, and
right.
people come around and they'll talk, and you can pick up quite a bit from these cooks, and it's just a matter of retaining it and going and practicing. Like you said, you went back in the lab and started testing out a bunch of stuff and doing some more cooks, and now look at you, as people are saying, you a big dog, you're number one cooker in IBCA at the moment. So
we get lucky, we got everybody gets their roll of luck, and you just got to ride it out, man.
That's true.
And I'm trying to ride it.
Hey, who are some of your mentors in the game, man?
Man, it varies. Like I said, I got my mother, my grandfather. Them are the ones that I think I can pull my taste buds back from. Yeah. And then, transition into the actual cook game. It's just going to be, the ones that are successful now, the Ernestes, the Robert Sierras, the Clarences. These are all the guys in my region that I followed. I would see in and out winning. They're great people. They, showed me the ropes on things. And so they've always been successful, and it goes even deeper from just barbecuing to the family life. I always knew that eventually I wanted a significant other, of course, wife or whatever, and a kid. And I was like, man, you're dominating the cook scene like this. And then again, your kid is over there just blowing up because they're posting about, Facebook. Mm-hmm. They're posting their kid or, straight A's, softball this, baseball that, or their kids are in college. And it's like, so, they're doing something right. And like they said, show me your friends, I can show you what you might look like in a few years. So them are the ones I figured that, hey, they're doing it decent. And again, look at them right now. They're beyond successful in my eyes, they are. From Absolutely. Chasing dreams, accomplishing them, doing what they like, and again, I'm still young in this game, and I got many more years. I want to try to do other things, as some of our co-cookers done did, dominate one and move on to another, a harder defeat, especially being in Texas. Them guys like the Purvises and the little leprechaun dude and all them, they're kicking ass, and it's it's props to them, because you got to have from anywhere from funds to the urge to everything to go out there and do that. The vehicles, it's just how you say that? Like I said, they're setting big footsteps for the guys that finish here, and then Fred then made it a lot easier too with the CBA. We don't have to jump straight over into KCBS. You can go from IBCA, tiptoe into CBA, and eventually, start working all of them. That's the good thing about the other little, classes, leagues coming in. It's options. Everybody loves options.
That was my next question. Fast forward a couple weeks, if everything goes right and you finish, you manage to hold on to that top spot, and you earn that. That's forever, right? That's right. Potentially that's yours to hold on to. As you watch guys like Lee, Bill, guys that have transitioned to different sanctioning bodies, do you think that's the next challenge, if you can complete this one and finish on top?
It will. I'm not going to go that deep into it, due to I work 60, 70 hours a week still. And so, I really don't. I'm lazy, I guess you could say. Again, it takes more than just money and the want to go out. You gotta, have, want to go do that. And I think, again, with CBA being here in my backyard, that's gonna be my next step. I told Rob I'm gonna come knocking on his door.
Come on, baby.
Number one. But July ends our season, I guess, here. Yep. And it starts my CBA season, I'm gonna call it. I like usually doing Shiner. It's a fun family event. and we found out that's CBA, so that's probably going to be our first official CBA run.
Awesome.
And of course, it's going to take getting used to, and we're probably going to, go to running more of our gateway drums and getting back in the scene that they're doing now, cooking CBA, KCBS style, and trying to see if we can, try to do something in there and, try to, I guess you could say, improve our game. I know it's a little bit harder with the 4 categories and the time difference. So it's almost like, it's another task to accomplish.
It's a challenge, right? It's fun. It's a different, it's a fun way to go
raise
out
the
there
bar.
Test your.
I'm calling it now. We're probably a year away from Ira coming on, and he's doing a West Coast tour or an East Coast tour. He's flying out. Like, what are you talking about? That little leprechaun that flies out? That
yeah,
that's
my boy, little Phil.
And so no, man, I wish you all the luck in the world.
Yes, sir, appreciate it.
It's a tough region to go in week in, week out. I remember going down, seeing you in Sinton, and then sitting through awards and hearing names that I really only hear on this show. And I was, super thrilled to get a walk in that field. Just because, man, it's a tough.
You got a nice
place
brisket
to
walk,
go down.
didn't you?
Yeah, and so it's
nice brisket walk.
It's a tough place to cook week in and week out, and then to manage to have that kind of success this long. I know it's a grind, man. I wish you all the luck in the world finishing
Thank you,
it out. The next guest says he's going to take you out, but I mean that's what he said.
We enjoy the competition and look forward to it.
So, Ira, you are leading, like we mentioned, IBCA overall. You're also number 1 in chicken, and you're number 1 in brisket. What's going on with ribs, brother?
We got a little lady down there that's just mollywopping my ass every weekend.
I'm just kidding. You're number 2. You're number 2. You're having a great season, man, and keep it up.
Yeah, she's good, and she's just, she's not, again, no one's giving anything up, and she's got one of the better ribs in the game. And so as long as she keeps rolling, she's going to make me fight for it. So we can just keep trying. We've got 3 more tries to hopefully, see if we can get back that position as well, and try to go out with a bang.
That top 10 in names is pretty impressive, man. So what are you focused on these last, 5 weeks, 6 weeks? What do you got to do? Just go out there and continue to improve your 12 scores?
Yeah, just maintain. I got a few I got 1 or 2 that could drop off, and I'd still have to do extremely decent. So my main thing is just to go out there and cook middle of the road and stay ahead of the pack. I can't afford to slip up because, again, them guys are sharks. And that some of them, pretty much the playing field is even now. All 12 are in. And so now it's just a couple of guys got some lower ones that are going to drop off, so they'll shoot up. But it's a numbers game. Everybody just got to go out there and cook, and hopefully we can stay blessed and, keep doing our deal and stay ahead of the game, hold it 3 more times, and we'll see what happens.
Oh, absolutely. Where you cook? Fred wants to know where you're cooking this weekend.
Well, since we had a decent weekend in Luling, I thought I can loosen the notch a little bit. We're going to ride up to Llano. It's a good one. I love Laverne and, that crew up there. And I cooked with them once or twice this year. I think Huntsville, she helped Miss Henry and them. So we're going to try to get up to Llano. They got a nice little purse and cook with my Austin guys and,
awesome.
Get pokes.
More importantly, where are you cooking the weekend after?
I was thinking Columbus, maybe. I'm not. Nah, I'm joking. I don't look that far in the future.
On.
It all depends. For instance, I can go to Llano and have a horrible day. And, of course, I quit and I'm not going to cook ever again. And I stop at like 4 Dairy Queens and buy ice cream all the way home. And then I might change my mind 6 times before Friday.
I know a guy in Columbus that can get you all the soft serve ice cream you want if you come to Columbus and have a rough day. I'll make it worth your while. We'll ride into the Dairy Cone and I'll show you where the soft serve machine is.
Oh, yeah, trust me. That's one of my stops. I get ran off from there, though, because I come in my big truck, and now they're trying to stop us from coming in that back way. I used to come across the bridge and pull over at that gas station next door because there's no room in the front. And they kind of smirked at me one time, and I told them, I was like, man, I'm just hungry. Got to give me an ice cream cone and a burger and some onion rings.
Yeah, you call me. We nothing we can't fix in Columbus. You don't worry about that. You just give me a shout. We can handle that. I know people there. So,
hey, Ira, you've been an amazing guest, man. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Sir.
Before we let you go, any shout outs you want to give out to maybe some of your people to help you out, your sponsors or whatnot? And
definitely sponsors, my family, far and foremost, Amanda, my other half, my child. We run out there, but they're behind the scenes, kind of like a pit crew. My mother-in-law, they make sure I'm good to go. So first and foremost, God, and then them, my family, mother, father, all them, because it's a big support group. And then, of course, my actual sponsors, which is Fogo, Blues Hog, Gateway Nation. I use their seasonings and sauces, in my repertoire. I'm not going to disclose how, but they're in there. And Brooks Coating, anything I need to get dressed up, they go ahead and dress me up. And, of course, my own brand, Flyin G, we do trail riding, tractor pulling, truck driving, we do it all, so that's my logo. And when you see it out there, just holler at us. We're most likely going to say hello and wave back. If you ever need anything, holler at me. If it's in my trailer, you're more than welcome to use it. If I'm not in there, just go in there and get it, bring it back is all I ask. If I have my golf cart, I'm a fat dude, so I usually pack a golf cart. Come jump on. I'm not going to go get you, but if you see me flying by, jump on. You can get a ride. If you want to use it to go drink, and I usually cook, do my deal. So I'm at my camp by 9:30, 10 o'clock. If y'all want to go mess around, come get my golf cart. Y'all more than welcome to use it. Just don't tear it up.
One of the nicest guys out there in barbecue. Yes, thank you very much.
Thank y'all. We appreciate it.
And the last thing is Andre is laughing because you called Clarence fat. So
that's coach. That's coach. I wouldn't do him like that. The other CJ now. Hey,
there you go. Joey says, shout out at Lano, brother. Hey, well, thank you very much, Ira. You were an amazing guest.
Yes, sir. We appreciate you guys.
We'll do it again. Hey, you in on that Texas Pitmasters virtual showdown again?
Man, if y'all get the Russians out of there from hacking us, we might can do that. I mean, I just don't want to get beat by 463,000 people, that the last name got hyphens in it. You know what I'm saying? So
that's hard to control, but
yeah. But no, we're interested. Anything you guys run, it's fun, especially during COVID. You don't know how life-saving it was. Fun, my in-laws had people in Wisconsin didn't even know me voting for me, so it was fun. I mean, we reached out to all ends of the globe on that deal, so it was awesome.
It was fun, man. Hey, well, thanks again. We appreciate you coming on, and let's do it again in the not too distant future, maybe after July. June 30th? Yeah. And I'll see you at
July 1st. I think we'll be done.
I'll see you at Shiner.
Well, we appreciate it. Tell Mr. Daniel good luck, and we'll see him down the road. All
right, Bubba. You take care. Thanks, man.
Yes, sir.
There he was, Ira Green. That was a great interview, man. I liked. He was all nervous about it, but man, he did a great job coming in there.
He's a natural.
He is a natural.
If you're gonna,
he's a natural.
If he wants to replace me, that's fine. Now that I found out Rob's quitting tailgating, so it may be.
So we got another top 5 IBCA cook. We'll get to him in just a minute. Let's give another shout out to our sponsors. We'll play the clip.
Shout out to our great sponsors: Rec Tech Grills, Eureka Heights Brew Company, Cosmos Q Products, Texas Pepper Jelly, Rick's RV Rental and Repair, Holy Smoke Spice Company, Diamond Shine Cleaning Products, J. Harding and Company, Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics, and The Barbecue Store. Thank you for supporting the So Smokin' Gooder Show.
That's right. We're going to add one more. Texas Oil Dust wants to come on board, and we're going to gladly put those guys on, Aaron Leslie and the team over at Texas Oil Dust. Thank you as well. All right. So everybody wants to see the clip. Which clip is it, Case? Dude, did your head hurt after that?
There's still time. I think it still hurts.
God, you nailed the.
Thank you for again.
The sidewalk. Yeah. The best part of it is you're wearing a bullhorn jacket, so it's funny. I like it. It's hilarious. All right, here we go. from one top 5 cook to another in IBCA. Let's bring him on, Mr. Daniel Ramirez from Coming In Hot. What's up, Daniel?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Doing all right. How are you doing? You got your kiddo with you there?
Yeah, it's my little boy Blake.
How you doing, Blake?
Say what's up, bud?
What's up?
Nice.
Does
Nice.
Dad have what it takes to take down that last guy?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby.
There you go.
I like it. That's right, Bill. Ira is made for TV. That was awesome. But Daniel, how are you doing, man? You and I have seen each other at cook-offs, last couple years. But this year, bro, what's going on here? You turned a big old corner and are just doing awesome. I'm real proud of you because, like I've said, I've seen you when you started and to now. It's just like talk about that process from where you started to. Let's back up. Introduce yourself to people who don't know you because there may be a few out there that do not at the moment.
Yeah, originally I'm from San Antonio, and obviously now live outside of Houston and Richmond. But started getting into barbecue around 2015. I was in Home Depot, saw this thing called a Smoky Mountain, and said, "What is this?" and bought it and started barbecuing. Grew the obsession and ordered a offset smoker from Flo's Pits. And I told the lady that was taking the order, I said, "Hey, do you know anyone that does competitions? And here's my number. Tell them to call me if they need a dishwasher or anything." And the next day I got a call from Grant Pinkerton. So this is Grant had just got back from UT.
Where do we leave those cards at? I've got cards. I can leave my card at places like that.
So Grant and I did a few competitions, and he really didn't show me much as far as the details and the prepping and the rubs and the sauces and all that. But I got to be there and watch him, and he was a great inspiration. And he would tell me, "Hey man, I'm thinking about doing a brick and mortar." So we started doing a lot of pop-ups and all that kind of stuff. And after rodeo one year, I just told him, "Hey man, I really want to chase this competition stuff." So that's when I kind of broke off, and I saw pits going every which way to cook-offs at that point, and I was hooked on pit maker. So ordered a pit maker trailer, and we're off to the races.
We have the same model, don't we? Sniper down the short on a
trailer. Yeah, I love the Sniper. It's on my now newly comp trailer and everything like that. So I've been cooking on that for years and just love it. Great product, and Pitmaker family was essential to where I'm at today.
Nice. So you mentioned that you mounted that to your new trailer. You went from you were just hauling that pit everywhere. Or did you have a little trailer? I can't remember.
Yeah, I used to rent RVs and pull my trailer, and so I depended on help to get me to the cook-offs, and we were only doing 3 or 4 years, so it wasn't like super serious, even though inside I wanted to be number one. But after the first cook-off I ever did, I knew that that's not how it's done. I knew that you have to cook week in, week out to be taking walks.
Yeah, I agree 100% on that. So
I'm a little iffy on that. I think about once every 2 years works fine.
You think so, Case? We'll find out. We'll find out next weekend.
It's a terrible strategy.
We'll find out next weekend from you. So Daniel, talk about this new trailer. It's a beast, man.
Yeah. So I thank my wife, because we had an awesome fifth wheel RV that was like luxury. I mean, the inside was like better than our house, and we went on some amazing vacations, and she recognized my passion for barbecue and wanting to kind of chase, being the best I can. And she agreed to let me sell it and build a custom barbecue trailer with a porch, living quarters. So now I owe her an RV now. I have to get
nice.
here soon.
Yeah.
So it's like anything else in barbecue. It's just money, you know. It's just
Yeah.
It,
So-
it just costs money.
and you can win 300 coming out of a contest. So
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm chasing that $20 trophy, but in points, but Luling was that exactly. You know, I hit a 3rd place chicken, 2nd place rib, 3rd place overall, and I think I came home with like $350.
yeah, we're not in for the money, that's for dang sure. But so talk about the change from this year. Was it? I mean, it seemed like once you got this trailer, I don't know if you feel the same way, but you were doing well, obviously, at the beginning of the season. But you got the trailer probably what, 6 months ago or so, and
yeah, back
it
in
just seems like
March,
from there,
April.
that's got to help your overall feeling, right? You being outside in the elements to now coming into the trailer. But talk about your change into kind of what turned the corner for you, because dude, you're kicking butt. I think you're on a little run of 3 GCs out of 5 weekends or something like that just recently.
Yeah, I think last year, you know, I went to Porter, and you know, I went to the VFW and wasn't expecting much, but just hoping for a walk, and I ended up GCing, and that was kind of like the tipping point and just kind of pushed me. And then I went to Canton the next weekend, got a reserve. Then I went kind of blank for about a month or two, and then come 2021, it just started all aligning. You know, I went from hoping to get 1 call to then hoping to get 2 calls, and then it was just getting all 3 meets to align.
Yeah. So
what's the stretch though now? You know, balancing, you know, being a dad and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, takes a lot of support at home to support a hobby and doing it week in and week out. Is it become a grind though? You're almost to the end, but you're that close. We just had a cook on that was extremely confident in his skill set. You find yourself looking at that leaderboard, or you're just cooking and see where the dominoes fall?
So my wife allows me to do this. So, you know, I made the agreement. It's every other weekend. So I cook every other weekend. So I don't cook as much as everyone else, but what sucks, because every cook counts for me, and not pressure, but, you know, I want to do good and I want to stay on that top 10. So on weekends that I don't cook, I see the other, you know, 1 or 2 people pass me, and then the next weekend I got to go cook and hopefully pass them back. And so, you know, we're coming down. I'm almost to my 12th cook. So, you know, I'm going to Hempstead this weekend, taking my wife to Key West the following weekend for her 40th birthday.
Nice.
And then
Another one not going to Columbus. Yeah.
No, I'm not going to Columbus, so you're all good with Dairy Cone. But then
everyone's invited to Columbus. I want to make this, but these other 2 guys don't need to be here.
So yeah, then I'll end the season in Seguin.
You'll end the season in Seguin. Okay, that's so. Are most of the teams kind of lining up for that one Seguin, or is it going to be?
I don't know. I mean, last year that was a pretty cool cook-off, because, you know, everyone, that was, I think, the only one going on. So I think Fred Robles rolled up from South Texas, and there was just, I was kind of parked at the front, and I was just seeing, you know, guys that I admire, you know, rolling in, pitmaker guys rolling in, and I was just like, man, this is pretty cool. And so I don't know if it's going to be that case this year, because there's a number of other cook-offs going on, but that's where I'll be.
Do you get to the point where, you know, you were the guy at the front of the gate watching everybody else? Have you got to the point where you're the trailer coming in and you're going, you know, people are watching my trailer and going, oh, God damn, that guy's here?
Well, I don't think back then, last year, I don't think that was the case. You know, that's cool. I mean, if that's a great feeling, if that's what's going on right now. You know, I got this blacked out truck and blacked out trailer, so it looks pretty sweet. I'm not going to wrap it because I just like the way it looks.
Yeah, Lee
Are
Hickelson.
Are you comfortable enough, though, that now you just don't look over your shoulder? Whoever shows up to cook, you're ready to go?
No, that still gets me excited. You know, when I was in Ocampo a few weekends ago, And it was late night, and I saw Ira pull in across from me, and I was like, "Oh damn, number one is here." So that was a good feeling, and I like that. I like cooking against the best, and and I like seeing those guys, and I like seeing what they do.
That's good. That's a good attitude to have, man. That's what everybody should be doing. You want to cook against the best. That's why Bill Purvis right now, when he rolls in, you're like, all right, here we go. Fred Robles, people are wondering why he's cooking in the CBA. I was like, well, he's a cook, right? And so it's not like you always, to me, I feel like I want to go against some of the best, regardless of how it shakes down. But and that attitude, obviously, you have the same attitude.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I look at Bill, Phil, all the Lee, all those guys, and hope that, I know they're not chasing IBCA. So, next year I hope I'll be mixing it up with CBA and IBCA. So I hope to, compete against them again.
Absolutely. What, like Case asked Ira, what do you think about them going and, testing the waters out in the KCBS scene and doing well? I mean, you got Phil, Bill, Fred, Lee.
Yeah, I think that's awesome.
I'm missing somebody.
I think it's making more noise for Texas. And so, I don't doubt that Bill or Phil or Lee, will be on top of KCBS here soon. And that just excites me. That makes me happy because those are all great dudes, and I look up to all of them. So,
absolutely. I asked Ira, what do you got to do in these last few weeks? You only mentioned, I think you're only gonna do 3, right, until the end of the season.
So I got 2. Yeah, I got 2.
So you have 2 left.
So I have 11 qualified cooks right now. Yep. So 12 is, and
you just got to do what you're doing, right?
I got to perform, right? So right. I got to go to Hempstead and do what I do, and I got the next weekend off. I'm being Key West, getting fucked up, and going down to Vol Street, celebrating with my wife, and then nice. And then I'll head to Seguin,
and that'll wrap up the season for you.
So yeah.
Well, best of luck to you, man, because I'm looking at the numbers. Yeah, you got the top 4 ahead of you all have 12 cooks. Actually, out of the top 7, 6 of them have 12 cooks in the bed. You have 11 qualifying. So we'll see what happens when you get that 12th in there, see where you jump up. But, man, it's pretty tight. It's pretty tight. All y'all still got a shot. I know Michelle's watching. She's been kicking ass, too. We had her on the show last year. But she's just been even.
The Ant family is strong.
Ant family is strong. Speaking about your Ant family, you want to give a shout out to any of your sponsors that help you out throughout the year, and before we let you run?
Yeah, El Chingon. If you haven't tried these glazes, I recommend it. It's pure Amp Stone Cold
meat, Cypress.
Man, if you haven't been to his store, it's some of the most beautiful meats I've ever seen, and I love Pitmaker. I haven't kept in touch as much as I have in the past, but Victor, George, Julio were essential to where I'm at today. And the rest of them, Tony, I know he's kind of a wild card, but
Tanache.
Oh,
yeah. Really? He said facts.
And Jose, just watching those guys. They know what they're doing, and it's a great family to be a part of. Texas Star Grill Shop, those guys support me. They, give me tons of discounts, so it's great, and I love them. So, and my wife, number one.
Yeah, don't forget the wife. That's very important.
Because I get pissed off looks every time I come home from a cook-off. So,
hey, but if you bring home that $300 check,
$20 trophies, baby.
Yeah, that's $20.
Where did Blake go?
Blake, they want to see you again.
Goodbye.
You're there too.
We got the whole fam?
Bye.
Hey, buddy.
He said bye.
Oh, you said bye.
Oh.
All right.
Goodbye.
All right, that's enough.
Well, Daniel, well, best of luck, man, and kick ass these next 2 events that you're in, and then come see us over in the CBA when you're done there, and test the waters over there. We'd love to see you over there.
Wife, Columbus in June is about the same as Key West. It's the same level of tourist attraction.
There's a nice tree there. There's a nice tree.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll tell her that, but meh.
Yeah. We'll see you, bud.
All right, see y'all.
I'll get your Key West review because that's where my wife wants to go as well. So, hey man, thanks for joining the show. Congratulations. You mentioned you came up to me and said you liked the show probably a year ago or whatnot, and look at you. You've made it. You're on the show. I mean, this is like the pinnacle for Texas barbecuers, bro.
Yeah, hell yeah, it is. So.
All right, hey, thanks, man. We appreciate you coming on the show, and best of luck, and go out there and kick ass, man.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yep. See ya. All right, there he was, Daniel Ramirez, coming in hot. Barbecue, 2 top 5 IBCA cooks on the show tonight. Both are kicking ass. Case, what'd you think of that? You've had some. They threw out some good information. Both of them.
Yeah. No, I think it's what's great about this whole process is both of them kind of had a similar story about getting into it, starting simple. Daniel says, "Man, I'm at Lowe's." I think he said I was at Lowe's, and I picked up a pit, and next thing you know, fast forward, he's at Pit Maker buying a trailer, and so,
Yeah.
But not only is it something that's, it's fun just to hear sometimes, where everybody kind of got going, and then 2 different philosophies, right? Cooking every other week. I think the IBCA point system does allow that. You're not chasing 40. It wasn't long ago we were talking about guys that had cooked like 42 events in a year.
Right. Yep.
And so one of the unique things about it, I think, here's a guy that's, he's going to get 13 cooks in. He's going to get 12 qualified cooks when it's all said and done. But I think, if a guy does want to cook 40 events a year, you can. You're just not tied to necessarily one sanctioning body. And you can still be rewarded as a top cook and being able to cook different events, whether you want to travel. You want to put the miles that Lee's doing, or if you want to test your waters in CBA, you can still be recognized and cook, a dozen events. And so that's one thing nice about that particular, point system, that it's opened up those guys. But 2 different philosophies coming down to a wire, and it's going to be entertaining. But I won't be, sounds like neither one will be in Columbus, so I won't be able to spoil the show like I was planning on. And so sorry, but no, I'm sure other people will be there.
No, and I'm going to read the top 10 as it stands right now in the points chase. Ira Green, Renee Gonzalez from Gonzalez Family Barbecue, Eddie Morales, the Pit Father Barbecue, which I've talked to him and Tombaugh. I want him on the show too. James Dodson, Limp Brisket. Great name, by the way. Daniel Ramirez in number 5 and coming in hot. Michelle Castillo from Amp Cookers. Alan Freeman, Chica Kapow. Jerry Cardenas from Loaded Smoke. Phil Breeden, LC Barbecue. He's leading 2 points chases right now, or he's in the top 10 anyway. And Ricky Bocanegra from We Dem Boys Barbecue. I bet he follows a pretty sorry football team with that name, but he's in the top 10. This
also
guy,
girls come out of that area too, so I bet you he does follow that team. So
he probably does. And Chris Davis, give him a shout out, number 11, Cross Rifles Barbecue. But man, that thing is tight at the top. Best of luck to all you guys that are chasing IBCA points. That is coming down to the wire. That is going to be fun to see if that changes here in the next 3 weeks. We'll revisit that. But guys, the show is not over. I know we're an hour in, but we're going to shift gears right now. Y'all stick with us. We're going to talk a little SCA before Case and I wrap up the show. We do have something. We're going to tease something, so you guys stick around. We are going to talk the Texas Pitmasters virtual showdown. We're going to have a whole different lineup than we had last year. We did this last year. No Russians, or no people that used Russians will be allowed.
No Russians and no fake banana pudding funnel cakes.
So we'll tease that. Y'all stick around. Haters gonna hate on them boys. Call me a hater. Call me a hater. I'm gonna hate on them boys. Don't hate on the 5-time champs. You know, those 5-time champs probably have grandbabies by now. I mean, this is it's been a while. Just saying, it's been.
Those champs qualify for AARP at this point.
I'm talking about those trophies. Those trophies have grandbabies somewhere around there. Those things are old. That's how old those trophies are right now. But yeah, I'll hate on them a little bit. Anyway, so we'll play the clip. This is.
Hey everybody, Phil Breeden, owner and founder of LC Barbecue, and you're watching the So Smokin' Gooder Show.
All right, so we are gonna
leprechaun guy.
He did say the little leprechaun guy.
So far, he called him a leprechaun guy, and just for clarification, he called Clarence fat.
He called Clarence fat and Phil the little leprechaun guy. So, all right, again, we're going to be talking Texas Pitmasters Virtual Showdown. We're going to get I want y'all's input this year. Who should be included in this field of 64 or 68? We had some play-ins.
We go to like a field of 158. I might have a shot this year.
This year, maybe. We'll see how you do in Columbus case. We'll see how you do in Columbus case. All right. So we've been saying it. Here he is, Mr. David Thomas.
How's it going, guys?
Patient
More
housing.
lighting. He's worked on his setup and his lighting. Not gonna lie, proud of him.
Is it better, Case?
I like it.
The only thing
it looks brighter. I'm a little more. I'm excited. Yeah, before the show, it was kind of. I thought you might fall asleep on us.
I was hoping that I could come on the show and tell you that I would be in Columbus.
You can,
but
you just got to drive an hour west.
Unfortunately, it's the trifecta tonight, and I now understand why I'm on the call with the two other guests that are probably a whole lot better than I am in this interview, just because we're not going to be in Columbus. So I apologize.
Wow, 0 for 3 tonight. I see. I love how we put all this together tonight. Thank you. We managed to find no one. Someone's going to Columbus.
I'll be there. Zero Case, but maybe next year. For the record,
you guys have a fantastic event. Columbus, you guys were nice enough to move your state cook-off, so Rob could come to Columbus, and then Columbus moved to your date. So
it's all right. We love you guys. So
that's exactly what happened. They moved it.
They
to
did
accommodate the Columbus June cook-off, and then Columbus says, "Yeah, you know what? We're going to move it. We're going to move it to this date anyway."
Listen, I worked extremely hard to pay them off to get the state cook-off on the same day as the Columbus cook-off a couple years ago, so I could get rid of Rob. And then things got all switched around. Then I had to go to the June cook-off, and I was like, "Guys, you've got to move." No. I do give all the credit to the promoters when they were talking about moving to Father's Day weekend. That was the real text message. I sent it to Rob, and it was literally like, crap. Because I sent a list. I was like, these are the guys that are coming. And he goes, "Where's Bullhorn?" I was like, "The steak cook-off's that weekend." And literally they responded back. So it was a topic discussion.
No, and all joking aside, we love what you guys do out there in Columbus too. So.
Hey, so for those who don't know you, David is the promoter along with his wife, Yannick Thomas, from Patient Housing Assistance. David, tell the people watching what is going on in next weekend out in Katy at Wildcatter, and let's talk about this fun event that I am a part of. I'm going to be there, help promoting this event. I love this event. This is our second time to do this. We did this 2 years ago in 2019 at Lucky's Pub. Last year, COVID struck, so we weren't able to do it. But we're back for year 2 for the Patient Housing Assistance, PHA Steak and Bacon Cook-Off. So, David, tell us what's going on this whole weekend, man.
Yeah, so Steak and Bacon Cook-Off. We are kind of upping the ante from year 1 and going to a double steak. So opportunity for you guys to cook 2 steaks as well as the bacon turn-in. We've also added a kids queue to the event as well to get the families out, get the kids engaged as a steak cook-off for them that we're partnering with the kids queue on that, and Steve, which is amazing. on top of all of that, we want to make the whole event really just a family outing. So we've got live music. We've got Nick and the Groove headlining the event. For those of you who don't know them, jump on Facebook, check YouTube. These kids are unreal. And opening up for them, we've got another artist, JB Barnett, who is phenomenal for live music throughout the day. Vendors, food, drinks, you name it, we've got it. Game trucks for the kids. So even if you aren't interested in coming out and actually cooking a steak and competing, it'll be a great event for the family to come out and just be out there to support a really good cause, which is PHA, patient housing assistance, that raises money for patients traveling to the Texas Medical Center for treatment, and helps cover housing costs for them so they can focus on their treatment and the cure, and we can focus on the housing piece for them. So
absolutely. Go a little more in depth about patient housing assistance. You and your wife founded this organization, and it's a great organization. So people that want to come out, not only just to cook, but come out and just support this. Again, it's going to be in Katy. It's going to be next weekend on Saturday. I wish I could post a picture of all the deals, but I will share it on our Facebook page. All the events that are going on that day, because it's going to be a fun event. Not only if you're just a cooker, but if you just are wanting to come out and support a great organization on Saturday, June 19th out in Katy, please come out to the Wildcatter Saloon. This is the saloon that was featured on Bar Rescue. If anyone doesn't know it, they were one of the Bar Rescue bars that John Taffer comes out. And I don't know if anybody watches that show. I do. I think it's hilarious. But they came out and rescued this bar, and man, it is amazing. They've got a big property. They got a bunch of live bands that are there pretty much every weekend. And he touched on Nick and the Groove. Go and check this band out. They are some phenomenal young adults now. They were kids when they really started, but now they're just upping it. Man, it's really fun. So talk a little more about this event, man, because we want people to come out and support this thing.
Yeah. And so I think there's a bunch of different ways you guys can support. I think one, on Facebook, search Patient Housing Assistance, follow us. You can check out the event page, see what all we've got going on. Check out the video from 2 years ago, our first event, to see how much fun was had. The organization itself was started by my wife and I, to address a need that my wife saw in the industry that she was in. And that was patients who came down to MD Anderson and other hospitals in the medical center for treatment, in most cases, life-saving treatment, and would get details on how long they had to stay. And those people who traveled need somewhere to stay. And the cost of renting an apartment or a hotel for a long period of time can be, in a lot of cases, cost prohibitive for these patients. And so there have been and still are a ton of families, tons of people that are coming to Houston for life-saving treatment and turning around and going home because they can't afford the housing that they need for the extended stay that they have for the potential life-saving treatment. So that was kind of the initial piece. The catalyst that drove the decision for us to move forward was my brother-in-law, who actually came to MD Anderson for treatment a few years ago, saw the need. We talked to him about kind of the idea that we had that never took place. And unfortunately, in his case, he ended up passing away 3 years ago this past weekend. But before he passed, he said to my wife and I, hey, the idea you have, I want you to do it. And in lieu of flowers for my funeral, I want everyone to donate to this organization that you guys are going to create. So insanely appreciative for him being the catalyst to help all of this come to fruition. We've impacted so many lives over the course of the 3 years that we've been in existence. And hopefully with this event, we'll be able to make an even greater impact as we continue to grow. And I think outside of, for those of you who may not be in Houston, can't come to Katy, you can also check out our Facebook page. We do have an auction that's online that you can bid on throughout the event. So you can be in Russia if you want and bid on auction items to help help our organization. Really cool stuff. There's fishing trips in Costa Rica. There's memorabilia. There's all sorts of good stuff. So again, follow us on Facebook, check the events page. There's a link in there for you to go. The auction is live now and will run through the event. So if you can't make it out in person, jump on, look at something, get a cool autographed helmet or whatever you want, and help a great cause. So
sweet. Case, you got anything you want to add on that?
No, I guess I didn't know that. I've seen a lot of the great work that y'all done. I guess I'm just kind of taking back that what you've been able to accomplish in 3 years. Especially with all of us kind of have a year of our life kind of disappeared with a lot of stuff going on. So fantastic. The first event that you did have, or the last day off, seemed like it was a great success from an hour west in Columbus. But I remember Rob and I were talking back and forth how how y'all's event was going there and how we were doing in Columbus. I know I talked to Steve Jimenez today, and he's super excited. I think he may pit stop and say hello in Columbus on his way into Katy, but he's super pumped up for the event. My biggest question is, what does the Deadass Last trophy look like? Because it seems to be the only SCA hardware I've ever won. Is there a Deadass Last trophy? If not, do we have time to get one put together? Because Steve was asking, because he basically said today, I have 2 chances to win that award. And so Steve was really shooting for that Deadass Last award.
So I will, I'll tease you guys and say the Deadass Last award, we're going to keep under wraps and not share that. But what I will share is, we do have some phenomenal awards that we've shared on the site, but we are also doing a combined award this year in honor of Gene Potts that will be the highest score for combined stake A and B. That award is really freaking cool. I think Rob has had an experience of the type of award that we're going to give. It's that bright thing in his background to give you a little bit of a tease. But
Bullhorn Neon? You're giving Bullhorn Neons to trophies? What's that?
So outside of the individual stake A and B awards that we'll give out and prize money, there will also be a combined between the two that we'll give out in honor of Gene Potts as well, which is really cool. We're honored to be able to throw that out there. My wife connected with that whole crew and got their blessings, so we're super excited about that as well.
Awesome, man.
Gene Potts was not only a really successful SCA cook, he was also a successful barbecue cook as well. He did a lot of IBCA events as well, so people may know the name Gene Potts. So absolutely come out and support that. That's going to be a very coveted and honored trophy to win if whoever is able to walk away with that. But
I think the biggest thing that I'm excited for you guys, people forget, it's Father's Day weekend. And so sometimes one of the hesitations about having events on Father's Day weekend is, do you want to take up someone's time on a weekend as important as for so many people on Father's Day? But it sounds like it's more than just a steak cook-off. So you've got a kids queue. It sounds like it's just a fantastic event. If you're a cook out there and you've undecided, or you're interested in potentially doing an SCA event, for those of you who don't know, find the episode on SCA. It's very simple. It doesn't take much. A grill. The rules are they're fun events, but you have a kids queue involved. You got live music. But yeah, sometimes there's hesitancy on doing events on Father's Day weekend. But hey, I think it sounds like an event that if you are a family that wants to do something cool for dad, it sounds like this is a good event for not only a good cause, but a good family outing.
Absolutely.
I will be competing with my son, Evan Arocha, who is the reigning HLSR. No, we're going to be, there's a stake A and a stake B. Evan's going to he wants to do stake B, and I will do stake A. But there is still time to get in. You can go to steakcookoffs.com and register for the event. Again, it's a double steak cook-off. We're going to have a great time out there. Not only that, you guys are giving away free booze for the cookers, man. So this thing is for the cooks. Yannick and David have done a phenomenal job of making sure that the people that come out to support this event are well taken care of. So steak cookers, if you're on the fence about where to go, I know there's a couple of events in Texas for SCA that weekend. Make your way down to Katy, Texas, and come support everything that David has said with patient housing assistance. A great cause. We're going to have a ton of fun. JB Barnett and Nick and the Groove are worth the price of your entry just to watch these guys live. And
free booze, baby. We left the free booze part out.
Free booze, free food. Well, there's going to be food from Willie T's Barbecue and Catering is going to be out there.
Did I see it right though? Did we have free booze and free hangover cures?
We do. I've got the hangover cures actually right here. But that is, Rob, like you said, we want to put on a good event. We want to put on a good event for those people who are coming for the entertainment, for the music, for the family fun. But we also want to create an environment for those cooks that's hopefully nothing like they've experienced before. So free booze. We want to take care of them. We will have, when they're checking in, we're going to have breakfast. We're going to have coffee, all that good stuff for them, just as a thank you for coming out to being a part of the event, and everyone checking on them. We've got a ton of amazing volunteers that are coming out to support the cook teams to make sure they're in a good spot to really help with everything. So whether you're cooking, whether you want to come out for some live music or anything in between, definitely a great location to come for Father's Day weekend. And, it's going to be a blast.
Absolutely. So again, there's still time to get in. I think we're sitting close to 30 teams maybe. But we have plenty of space out there, right, Dave? We got plenty of space out there to put
tons of space.
Tons of space. So come on out. Again, it's going to be June 19th. Not this Saturday, but the following Saturday in Katy, Texas, at the Wildcatter Saloon. PHA steak and bacon cook-off. So there is a bacon entry. Anything goes in bacon, I believe.
Anything goes. And please, those of you who want to register for My Sanity, go ahead and register online. Go to that SCA website just so my wife will stop stressing out. We want to get to 50. Let's get there. So for My Sanity, for my liver, we're in a good spot for next Saturday.
Nice. All right, Dave. Hey, thanks for coming on the show. You did a great job promoting, and we will continue to promote this next week as well on our show, because I want to get that. I want 50. At least 50 teams. Let's go. We can do it. We can do it. Again, if you're on the fence, come out to Katy. We're going to have a badass time. I will be cooking along with my son. So I saw Anthony Cateas in the comments. He will be there as well. So come on out. And I know we've got like Steve Jimenez. I think Sassy Joe is coming out from what I understand. It's just going to be a fun event. So come on out, come join us and have some fun with us. And then after the Steak Awards, we get to hear some really nice music as well right there out in Katy, Texas.
Yeah, and that music's going to go on all day. So I think we start at 11:30. The live music starts with JB Barnett, and it'll run up until the awards. So while you're cooking, you can enjoy the live music, from both of those artists. They're phenomenal. And thank you, Rob. Thank you, Case, for giving me the platform to jump on, talk about PHA and the event. Even though it's not in Columbus, I appreciate.
You did everything you could. I tried. No, but I really, really appreciate both of you guys. Follow Patient Housing Assistance on Facebook. Bid on the auction if you can't come. If you can come, we'd love to see you guys there. It's going to be a blast. Tell your friends, and let's pack that place out. So my wife stops stressing out.
Tell her to relax. We're going to hit it. I really feel we will. So, David, thanks for coming on the show. Thanks for promoting this fine event, and looking forward to seeing you next week. And thank you for that.
Appreciate you guys.
All right, there he was, David Thomas with Patient Housing Assistance. Again, guys, come on out, come support that. Even if you don't cook, come on out and just come hang out and check out the auction items and check out the band. We're gonna have a good time. I said free food, I meant breakfast. Tad Land is gonna be cooking out there. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah.
So are we doing an after show? I don't know. We're doing an after show, but right now we've been teasing. So, Case, what did you think of the Texas Pitmaster virtual challenge that we did last year?
Well, Russian interference is likely helped Fong beat me. No, I got eliminated the first round, I think, by Fonger, because he was sharing it to like all the women's wine club of Woodlands. I didn't realize how many Facebook groups this guy was in.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was, I don't know.
And that's all fine and dandy. You can share it to the wine club of the Woodlands.
I didn't know there was Facebook groups for people under 4 feet tall. I mean, just I'm blown away how many Facebook groups Fong was actually in. But no, it was a lot of fun. We talked about it at the time. For me, sometimes, I became more familiar with cooks throughout the state. Just because, you took time and there was a committee involved in bringing some mentioning how we completely left off, the KCBS cooks in Lubbock. Way to go. So I feel like there's an opportunity for me not to be there. But we'll see. I may Cinderella story this baby in Columbus in 2 weeks where I feel like I'm an obvious selection. We'll see. But no, it's fun. But yeah. As it was last year, it was completely hidden from me. So go ahead and tell me, because I had nothing to do with it last year except just talk about it and spread the Russian collusion stories.
So, yeah, we do have to try. I mean, it's almost impossible for us to, if someone's going to go to that much length to win a fake contest. I mean, let's be honest here. Then we really have no control over that. But we're going to try and put the ones that did it last year that we have a feeling. First off, they're not really cooking as much right now. The person that I'm thinking of, there was more than one that was suspect. But those guys aren't really as cooking as often this year. So, and there's just some new players that, like Daniel Ramirez, he wasn't in last year. Obviously deserves to be in this year. So there's going to be a whole new list. So we'll put together, I don't know if we'll do a like we did last year with a committee, but we may just put it out to the show watchers here, because we're going to start this.
I think you do it. I think you break your 4 regions down by your 4 acronyms.
Okay. Oh, that'd be fun.
I think you have an IBCA region, an SCA region, a CBA region, and a KCBS region.
No love for your favorite other region?
Did it BBQ? Is that an Alabama barbecue? Is that a sanctioning body?
Now, which sanctioning body called you a barbecue crybaby?
Lone Star. They were probably correct, but they could piss off.
They called you a barbecue crybaby because you wanted to enforce some rules. That's all. That's all you were asking. That's all you were asking.
All I wanted was for them to figure out how to read a watch.
So let's run this sponsor deal real quick again, and then we'll get to wrapping up this show, because I do want to talk about there were 3 events this past weekend that I want to hit on.
Shout out to our great sponsors: Rec Tech Grills, Eureka Heights Brew Company, Cosmos Q Products, Texas Pepper Jelly, Rick's RV Rental and Repair, Holy Smoke Spice Company, Diamond Shine Cleaning Products, J. Harding and Company, Bull Printing Wraps and Graphics, and The Barbecue Store. Thank you for supporting the So Smokin' Gooder Show.
And then the after show. Yes, Daniel. Sit tight. Sit tight.
I absolutely do. Astros won.
What? It's only the 8th inning. I'm 30 minutes behind. I'm on 30 minutes behind. But yes, the Astros are winning 8-3 in the bottom of the 8th inning.
That's likely how it finishes, but I don't want to tell you.
Okay. It's likely how it finishes. All right. All All right, so we did have 3 events this past weekend. Luling Oilfield Museum Cook-Off. IBCA. It was an IBCA event. 49 teams traveled to Luling. We had, let's go with the pork spare ribs champ was Heath Walden that day from River Bottom Boys. Ira Green was chicken champ, Flyin G BBQ. And the brisket champ was Richard Anzaldua, HCC Red Raider Smokers, HCCO, not Houston Community College. Daniel Ramirez finished 3rd overall. Eddie Morales was the reserve champion with Pit Father Barbecue. And Ira Green, who you saw tonight on the show, was the GC, Flyin G Barbecue. Now we're going to travel over to Cedar Park, Texas, Cedar Fest. That was in Cedar Park, right? Yeah, Cedar Park, Texas. Let's go with the chicken champ that day was Chicken Fried Chicken, as they were calling them that day. Chicken Fried Barbecue, Bill Purvis. The ribs champ that day was La Pasadita Reagan. I don't know Reagan's last name. I should know that since he messed me up in Oklahoma. The pork champ, Chicken Fried Barbecue. And the brisket champ that day was Blue Smoke Barbecue out of Frisco. So the reserve champion was La Pasadita, and the number 1 cook that day was Chicken Fried Barbecue. And we'll hit on Bill Purvis here in just a moment. And we did have a CBA event. It was the Northeast Volunteer Fire Department Barbecue Cook-Off. The chicken champ that day was Scooter's Barbecue, Paul Whitaker. Rib champ, Texas Oil Dust, Aaron Leslie. Pork champ that day, Scooter's Barbecue. And the brisket, Scooter's Barbecue. Let me guess who won, Case. 3rd place was Texas Oil Dust, Aaron Leslie. 2nd place was Bent Nail Barbecue. I believe that's Tommy Smith, I think.
Don't screw it up.
And Scooter's Barbecue was Paul Whitaker, was the grand champion of the event. So we hit all 3 events that weekend. Congratulations to you guys. That's going to wrap up this show, unless, Case, you have something else you want to add.
No, man. Like I said, looking forward to some fantastic events as we get into the summertime. Back-to-back weeks. Fantastic guest on today. People were texting me like, this Ira guy's pretty entertaining. I was like, yeah, he screws up the name of our show, but it's no. But I wish all those guys good luck that are chasing the IBCA end of the season. Fantastic SCA event coming out there, guys. Go support it. You want to cook barbecue? Come see us in Columbus at City of Live Oaks and Live Folks and the Dairy Cone and everything else. And so lots of fun events coming up. But I'm going to go watch some NASCAR this weekend, and then literally try to dust everything off and try to remember how to barbecue in a couple weeks. But looking forward to it. It's been forever, and can't wait to get back to doing it.
Absolutely. Tom and Bell Clark, Tom Ball VFW, we hit on that last week. Tom or Bell? That's Bell. It's got to be Bell. Sit tight, Bell. Don't go anywhere, because Daniel and I will come back. Not live, but we'll come back. Daniel's still in the green room. So anyways, that's going to wrap up the Summer Super Slam episode.
Slam!
Echo. Super Slam episode number 2. We got a couple, I don't know who they are yet. We're going to have 2 more great guests next week. 2 more. So we'll continue the Summer Super Slam, and we will prepare for the Texas Pitmasters Virtual Showdown 2021. Does Case make the cut? I don't know. We'll find out.
Cinderella story, baby. We'll see what happens.
Playing round, possibly. All right, well, that's going to wrap up this show. Case, let's close this out, Bubba.
Absolutely. Thanks for everybody. Awesome comments tonight. Great feedback live on Facebook. If you're listening to us later, man, we appreciate the support. And can't wait for both of us to get down the barbecue trail and catch up with some of our just amazing friends and fans of this show. We enjoy doing it. We'll see you next week. Good night, Barbecue Nation, and you too, California.
And suck it, Boston Red Sox. Later.